This is Directly to You, episode 9. I am Sniffles with my co-hosts AJ and Blessing.
Hi, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty well. So what have you guys been up to this week? As far as like, you know,
Life.
just the run of the mill stuff, life. Yeah.
I got a haircut. Everybody seems to be excited about that.
Yeah, man, that looks looking fresh.
It does look
That's
nice.
like the
That's
the post Black Panther haircut.
Everybody's commenting on that. Glad people like it, I guess.
Legit,
Yeah.
I left Black Panther being like, yo, I want to look exactly like Killmonger. Like, that's my goal.
I mean, real talk. Usually, I try to do like this is a function thing because like my hair is like curly, but it grows in different directions on different parts of my head. So like this I can deal with. All this stuff is nonsense. So I'm just like, all right, cut it. It's more function than style.
It's funny. I was telling him, I said we're gonna make Fanatics for like a hair thing, because like a lot of people were commenting. I was like, we're gonna do like one of those beauty channels, and it's gonna be like here's how my hair is.
Yeah.
We're gonna start doing this freaking like that was the point of our channel the whole entire time, and like the gaming stuff was just reel you guys in.
You know what? Let's since Blessing brought up Black Panther, let's do a short detour on that. Did you see Black Panther?
Oh,
yes.
Man, did I see Black Panther? I saw like twice. I meant to see it 3 times that first weekend. I didn't get to do it the third time. But yeah, dude, that movie is awesome.
It's dope.
It's a really good
Yeah.
movie. Really good movie. What was you guys? I guess we can say spoiler for anybody who hasn't seen it. If you guys, the timestamps are down in the description. So if you guys want to skip this, if you haven't seen it, feel free to do so. But I mean, if you haven't seen it, then what are you doing with yourself? But
Right?
what was you guys' favorite parts? I'm curious.
I really liked a lot of the like in tribe stuff. So like the parts where they're like challenging for the throne and stuff like that. I thought that was really
Right.
cool. That was a good deviation from the typical Marvel stuff. Because I mean, there's a lot of
Right.
like superhero like CGI cool looking like Shuri driving the car around and stuff like that. You know, like that sort of situation. That was cool. But I think the
Right.
like, the down to the roots sort of situation, the visceral like, you know, mano a mano situation
Yeah.
was really cool.
Yeah. Like knuckle up type of thing. Yeah,
All
that's
my
cool.
favorite parts was just like when Killmonger was on screen. Like I felt
Right.
like his character was just so well done in terms of his like his motivations and all that stuff. I thought was
Right.
on point. Like I talked about this on my own podcast that like if you toned him down like maybe like 5 to 10%, then he would be the hero of that
Right.
movie. Like if he wasn't just
Right.
like going
Right.
around killing people. Like if he was like a decent
I mean, that was the
enough
only
dude.
thing. That was the only problem
Yeah,
with him.
his Killmonger, his whole character was and Michael B. Jordan did a great job of you know, bringing him to life on the screen. His whole his whole mission and everything. You gotta by the end of the movie you feel for him, because like I see he was left behind as a child, and he has that built-up resentment.
I mean, if for real, a lot of people fell for him way before the end.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I'm just saying, a lot of people were like, people were describing me like, before I seen it, people were like, oh, he's a good villain. I was like, is he really a villain though? Like, I mean, yes, he's.
That's what makes him a good villain, though. That's why
I was like,
when you ask that question, is he a villain? You know,
Like
it's
that's why I say like 10%. Like if instead of like killing people and instead of being like, I understand like some people were necessary, right? Like coming through and killing T'Challa, I understand, because you're coming into Wakanda with the mindset that like these people wronged you, and also these people are cowards for hiding in the shadows. Meanwhile, the world is crumbling around them. Like that, I'm totally understand that, and I totally understand the idea of coming in Wakanda and being like, yo, I'm fucking this place up. Like this place is going down, and I'm taking your resources.
I'm your king now. I'm your king.
Like that was sweet, I totally get that stuff. But then it's like some of his sentiment of like, yeah, now like I'm gonna like flip the tables, and like all the people that are on bottom right now are gonna be on top and stuff like that. I think there's some righteousness in that. There's like it's complicated in a way that's good and that fleshes out the character. Part of me wishes that he came in with like a humanitarian kind of like, yo, I'm gonna come through and I'm just gonna reveal all your medical stuff to the world. I'm gonna make sure that all the places in poverty gets this stuff, and I'm gonna try and even
but he was like the extremist, like I'm gonna just take this and we're going to rampage and we're gonna be on top. I thought it was interesting. I understood the angle, and I gotta tell you, like as far as like, but my favorite part wasn't like a huge like major progressive like story point, but it was just, I love when the rhino was charging at the lady, he just stopped and said, you know what, he said, I'm not gonna go there, I'm gonna just lick her in the face. I also like the strong females in that movie. I really like that.
That's a Black
like
Panther
they weren't
thing though, like that
right.
Yeah, for sure.
They weren't like dainty or anything. They're like, no, we're warriors and we're gonna, we'll stay. I love that. That was
like
cool.
The lioness situation,
Right. I respect. I was like, this is good.
There's like a shocking amount too, like considering like basically the only really strong good guy that's a man in the movie is like Black Panther, and the rest are women. Like the smartest person in the film is a woman. The arguably best fighter, being Okoye, is a woman. You have like what's her name? His love interest, Naki or something like that.
I just know the real names. So
Lupia Nyong'o. Lupita Nyong'o, like her character, right? Like came from the beginning of the film. She had the right idea what to do, and to be like, hey, we should probably like consider spreading around some of this goodness we got in Wakanda and all that stuff.
Right.
Like the women in that movie were killing it on all fronts.
Exactly.
So I really appreciate that movie.
How did you guys feel about the one guy? I don't know his name, but the one guy, whenever Killmonger came and he was making all these, he sat on the throne and said, here's what we're gonna do, and the guy who sided with
about,
him
Get Out.
How did you feel about his like, as far as like his character, like him? Did you understand, like, what, I see why he would go to that side? Like, how did you guys feel about his willingness to, like,
I don't know about his character. I feel like his thing was a bit too like, it seemed a bit too easy. Like I understood his motivations, that like I think his father was killed by that one dude. I forgot the names of everybody in this movie. His dad was killed by that one guy, and like I get it. At the same time, I felt like it was a bit too much on his character, but whatever. Like I feel like Okoye kind of balanced him out a bit, especially towards the end where he was like, where she was like, Wakanda forever. I pledge allegiance to my country over you.
I wish they fleshed
that was great.
Though,
that was great
because like, I mean, we knew they were dating and stuff like that, but we didn't like. Yeah, like we didn't really.
There was like one scene, one scene where like he called her honey, or she called him honey or something like that.
It's like we held hands at lunch once. We're dating.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the video game podcast.
Just see, we can be current. We can we're movie buffs too sometimes. But so ladies and gentlemen, OK Beast, just like, can you just give us, like, for the people who don't know on the channel, brief description, how you guys started, just basically your story.
So OK Beast is it's a site much like fanatixfour. We have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/okbeast. We also have a website, okbeast.com. And we're essentially, I don't want to say brand, because brand is very businessy. It's very markety, but essentially we're a group of individuals, right, that make content. Content's another kind of business word. We make videos, podcasts, and art, and write articles. And essentially we do like similar thing that you guys are doing. We cover kind of current stuff going on within video games and nerd culture. We kind of reach outside of the nerd culture brand too. With we do music stuff, we do anime stuff, and kind of just like we make stuff about stuff we love. I guess that's really like the bare bones way to say it, is like we make stuff about stuff we love. And so on the OK Beast podcast, we talk about video games, talk about news, we do a lot of topical stuff. And so like the last couple of weeks, I think we did a episode about like Xbox, or no, actually we changed that episode. Instead of Xbox, we actually did an episode about video game genres, because genres are just like this whack thing, like not whack, but like weird thing when it comes to like defining what is an RPG really, or like what at the bare bones, like what makes this thing, or like what's a platformer? Is Nier a platformer because you can jump on platforms in Nier? Like what's a platformer? And so we do fun topics like that. We do articles, a lot of reviews, a lot of opinion pieces, and on our YouTube channel we do a lot of video essays, similar to you guys, but we have like I like to think of ourselves as more like, we kind of lean a little bit more analytical / documentarian almost. Like we try to like a big inspiration of ours is like Daniel Dwyer with No Clip and like Mark Brown with Nerdwriter or Mark Brown and Nerdwriter channels like those. And so yeah, like it's me and about 4.5 other people working on OKBeast. So yeah, that's pretty much who we are.
Okay.
So everybody subscribe. Right. They just got to 1,000 subscribers. We were working for that.
Yeah. Make sure you subscribe and check them out.
We're trying to get them to 2 now.
Great.
Yeah.
Right. They make great content. So
and we love doing it.
Definitely go do that.
Yeah. I love watching it. Exactly. I mean, I told Alex when I retweeted you guys as like celebratory like 1,000 subscribers. He's like, "Oh, thanks for the help." I'm like, "Man, thanks for making cool stuff." Because like that's what makes me want to share stuff. It's not a thing of like I don't see it as me helping you. I'm helping me because I'm getting you guys better, so you get to make more stuff that I want to watch. You know, like that whole thing. So yeah, everybody subscribe to them.
Please do. And at least check us out.
I'll give a reason why. Yeah, definitely. If you haven't done so, they make great videos. And speaking of great videos they make, you recently did a video about how to be good.
If you didn't know, this show is all about segues.
Oh yeah. I noticed it. I was like, oh, he's doing a segue. I see you.
They get pretty ridiculous sometimes. Sometimes they're nonsense. But anyway, continue. Do you have to segue?
Speaking of nonsense, let's get into my video.
Speaking of you speaking, you spoke on how to be good at fighting games.
Yes.
I actually wrote a few notes from which I need to start doing for every video I watch.
You're getting journalistic now.
I took
it on the channel. And you're all
being judged and whatnot.
I took a few notes. Things that really stood out to me in the video that you mentioned. First of all, when you mentioned blocking, I can really attest to that because like that literally changed in a game like Dragon Ball FighterZ. I was getting wrecked by this man for the longest time. And then when I incorporated that simple. It's like no brainer thing, but when I started doing it more often, I started actually being able to hold my own more, not just against AJ, but just people in general. It just became a night and day thing. Another thing that you mentioned that was really good, when you said practice with a goal, and I think that's very important for people. If you guys haven't seen that video, please go and watch it because it's a great, like you said, great piece of work.
How to be good at fighting games.
When you said practice, how to be good at fighting games, OKBeast.
Link in the description.
Go check it out.
Also, card.
Link in the description. When you mentioned practicing with a goal, that's very true. You can go into a practice room and just spend hours not doing anything. We're like, I'm just beating up this training dummy, but what have I really done? And when you said that, when you I was like, that's very true. Those are just some nuggets I took away. I was like, this is really good points.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Chase Williams for helping me out with that video. He's essentially half the video. He's not necessarily part of OKBeast, but he's a very good friend of ours. He's in a lot of our content because the dude is just a straight genius when it comes to video games. He works at Sony San Diego. I believe he's like an assistant producer, something like that. I hope I didn't butcher his position, but he's brilliant, and he helped me a lot with that video because I love fighting games. Like I'm very into fighting games. I've been playing fighting games all my life. I don't play at a very high level.
Right.
I play for enjoyment, right? Like everybody's kind of played Soul Calibur 2. Everybody's played Super Street Fighter. Everybody's played Mortal Kombat 9 or Mortal Kombat X, right? And so like culturally, like I played all the fighting games that everybody's kind of played because that is a side of the video game culture that I've really enjoyed. But I'm not MLG by any standard. I'm not going into Evo, and I'm not doing I'm not comboing combos and juggling people in the air and then tagging out and changing to Ermac and doing his air combos and all that stuff. I'm kind of just playing just to enjoy myself. Chase does that stuff, right? Like Chase will come through and he'll just straight up just all right, today I'm just gonna juggle somebody for 5 hours, and that's kind of his thing. And so he kind of helped me out with some of those points. I think the way we did that video, I can't remember exactly what number, 3, 4, or 5 different points we made. I think it was 4, if I remember correctly. And yeah, blocking was one of them. And the thing about blocking in fighting games is that that's kind of like a very base level thing that you need to know, but it's kind of unintuitive when you're first coming into fighting games. Right. Your first inclination when you jump into these games is to press buttons, and a lot of fighting games to block, you're either pressing nothing, like the neutral stance is block, or you're pressing back, like in Street Fighter or in Dragon Ball FighterZ, you hold back to block. And that is it's unintuitive at first. Like once you actually like figure it out, you're like, oh, this makes perfect sense. I understand why they'd make it like this. But to somebody who's jumping into fighting games for the first time, right? You want to press buttons because video games at the core, right? When you think of video games, you think of pressing buttons, you think of doing. And in a lot of fighting games, blocking is actually doing nothing. It's standing still or holding back, not pressing an actual button.
And that like going into other fighting games, you know, you got to remember, I play Smash Bros. Like that is my fighting game, you know. So I played that ever since I was a child, where the block button is a designated button. So going into other fighting games, like you said, where you're just pressing back to block, or you're doing nothing essentially. It kind of threw me off. Yeah, it's something I'm still getting used to. I think it's a lot
of like understanding. Like you'll hear a lot even in like the Smash Bros. Community, like fundamentals. Like if you think about how you use blocking in Smash Brothers, a lot of time, and really anything that you do in fighting games, it's all about gaining momentum back. So like when you block in Smash Brothers, or you try to air dodge, or you know, like you try to put people in an inopportune position so you can punish them for it. It's just translating the button, like the action, to like the thought of the action. Like I need to block here. I'm not pressing R, I'm pressing back. You know, it's just a different button. Same.
Yeah, and like that's one facet to it. And I think the other facet to blocking is the fact that there's a rhythm to it. As far as the back and forth of a fighting game, like in order to kind of get good at any fighting game, you kind of understand when is the right time to start attacking. Like when is it my turn? Essentially, it's kind of like it's a very corny reference, but it is kind of like chess in the fact that like
I was you know, I swear it's like you pulled that out of my mind. I was just gonna say that, and then you said chess. I was like, oh my! I said, did he read my mind? But yeah, like that's I agree.
Like
it really is.
There's a strategy to it. You kind of got to read your opponent and be like, okay, what are they trying to do now? Like, are they gonna go for a low attack? Are they gonna go for an overhead attack? Are they gonna go for a medium? Like, when is their combo finished? When is it my turn to then like try to put them in check? Right? There's a back and forth to it. That's I feel like Chase has the liberty to say this. It's less on me to really say this, but it is kind of like a dance, right? I'm not as advanced enough to be able to like, oh yeah, it's a dance, but in reality, it is kind of like a dance.
You're like, it's a dance. I'm not good at the dance, but
I'm not good at the dance, but I can two-step, kind of. And so and so like, yeah, you kind of got to know like, okay, when is it my time to block? And a lot of that just comes with playing the game and kind of understanding and kind of like getting used to it. Like it's not something like Dragon Ball FighterZ. I was getting toasted my first like 8 matches or whatever. I was getting destroyed. I said 8 matches, but for first 8 days is what I meant. I was getting destroyed for like the first week. And after a while, after I kind of learned what I was doing, I kind of got the flow of things, and I was like, okay, now I know how this works. I know when to block. I know what the rhythm is. And I kind of got used to how things were going. But yeah, like blocking was one of the things, or blocking was one of the points. I forget the other point that you brought up. That I was about to go into.
The practicing of the goal.
Practicing of the goal is another thing where like I'll jump into the practice mode and be like, I don't know, I'm just here kicking a dummy, and I'm not really doing anything. But yeah, it's something I never think about. And so like stuff like if you're playing Tekken, going into the thing I like about Tekken 7 is that if you go into the options menu and look at your moves, you could do a thing where you click a move and it just leaves the combo up there to be there while you're pressing the buttons, and so you can look while you're doing the combo. It does a thing where you can click and it does like a pre-recorded, like, oh, here's how to do the combo, here are the exact inputs as they're doing it, and it makes it really easy for you. And so sometimes I'll go into Tekken and be like, okay, I'm gonna learn 5 of these and just make that my goal for the day. And practicing with the goal really changes things.
That back to what you mentioned when you said that about the whole like inputs being on the side of the screen. That also played a part in me learning how to do the semicircle when it came to Kamehamehas and different moves and that. Because like I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And my roommate actually was like, hey, here's how you're pressing it, you're holding it a little bit too long. You gotta make it one fluid motion. And when learning that, actually, it just helped me a lot as far as like getting used to that. Now I can just, whenever I want to, I can just shoot those out. So it helps out a lot.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, like making that video, I think it was really fun to do. Collaborations isn't something I get to do often, and so being able to collaborate with Chase was super fun. Like my one regret with that video is that, and this with all my videos, is that I don't have unlimited time to make these videos. Like I wish I had like a few more weeks to do this video so that we could have gotten more in depth, because there was a lot of stuff that was left like, man, if we could like talk about like what because we mentioned confirms at one point. I wish I could have like gotten into like, okay, what is a confirm? Or we talked a bit about like different types of attacks like cross ups and overheads, which was new to me.
Yeah, you did mention.
Yeah, we mentioned those, and we were at least able to like show those in the video. But yeah, like it's such a thing. Fighting games are such an awesome genre that are so. I think they're almost like the purest form of a competitive game, and so to be able to get into those, it's awesome doing a video. I wish we could have gotten longer and deeper and stuff, and no pun intended with that. But I wish we could have gotten into that more. But I mean, you get what you get, and so that video was really fun to make and really satisfying.
Yeah. And before we go further, I just want to say, you said it was Chase with YouTube. We're going to put it in the description so that way you guys can also as well go check out his channel as well. He was a instrumental part of that video, and he helped out as you heard. He helped out Blessing a lot on that.
And
one.
I don't know if he has a YouTube channel, but he has a Twitter for sure. You can follow at Chase Williams. He does his own podcast and stuff, and so yeah. Actually, his Twitter is at Bodacious Chase, not Chase Williams. Sorry.
Yeah, go check him out.
Going into now, we like to go into different comments and pull from the videos and just see what people are saying. So that's right. We're watching you guys. So just we're looking at your comments. We're gonna pull them up. But one that we have here is from Juan Pablo. I'm not gonna read the rest of that, Nick. I'm a butcher like heck. Said this channel is bound to blow up. Mark my words. Keep the videos coming.
Agreed.
And that's on your video. How do you feel about that? Like
I really appreciate it, especially within the last couple of weeks. We've had, and you guys have for sure have had this where like one of your videos will start getting a lot of views, and you'll be like, oh man, where is this coming from? It'll probably be like like somewhere in the algorithms. YouTube places you in a related video somewhere that's like that helps feed in new viewers and stuff. And so we've had that happen with like not in like a major way, but in a small way with one of our videos. It was one of our video essays on XXXTentacion. And so like that video started blowing up just a tad bit, and we've been getting a lot of new viewers, and we've been getting a lot of comments like that, and it's super satisfying and super awesome to see. Because those people kind of feed into the different videos, and I think that includes this video where people will check that video out and they'll be like, oh, they have a video on fighting games, and they'll check that video out, and it's super humbling. Like it's something that I'm like, wow, I feel about this for all our stuff, that like we don't deserve people coming through and being like, yeah, you guys are the future and all that stuff. And so like whenever people say that, I'm always like, yo, thank you. Like for sure, I can probably name like, you should probably check out Mark Brown and like Nerd Writer and like Writing on Games, because these people make videos like ours that I feel are more even fleshed out and better written, all that stuff. But
I feel like they feel like that though.
Yeah,
where there's always going to be that guy that you're like, oh, but check out this dude's videos. Like for me, for a long time it was like, oh, but Satchel Drake's is dope. Like check out Satchel Drake's. Like that was always the thing, that until I got to the point where I was like on a lot of videos where I've been told that, like, oh, you're one of my favorite creators, blah blah blah, and then it's more of a thing of me just understanding like, okay, I have my thing and they have theirs. So it's not about who, like somebody being significantly better than the other person, because if you're getting all these people that are telling you that, like you're doing something right? So
and it's super awesome to hear, and I think it's just super like weird because for me, because it's like something that's kind of new for us, and so
right.
Yeah, shout out to those comments, and shout out to Juan.
You'll get used to it. You'll get more of them. Trust me.
Yeah,
Everybody that's watching this video,
great...
go leave a comment like that.
Yeah, especially with all the great stuff that you guys put out. Those kind of comments, they really like, you know, like, man, it's like it really reinvigorates. You know, it really pushes you to, you know, like, man, it makes you feel good. You know, it makes everything worth it.
For sure.
That you have the support of people that, you know, that are like, hey, this is really the one guy, he was like, Fanatics gets me through the week, and I was like, wow. Like that was crazy.
I saw one comment on one of your videos that was like, Fanatics and Bob Wolf is basically replaced TV for me, like television for me. And I was like, dang, man, I want to get on that level. Like,
it's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, dang. Do you want to, AJ, you want to segue into my video? I don't feel like segueing into my own video. It's kind of like, it feels like ego.
You know what I don't feel like doing?
Let me segue into.
I don't feel like playing any RPGs that aren't Mario Luigi RPG on the Switch. And Logan didn't either. So that's what his video was this week. Let's talk about that. Logan, your video was terrible as always. I hated it. I disagree with every word you said.
Oh man.
But no, we this is like a trap that we fall in so much, where we make a video about us just, hey, this would be cool to have, you know, and then everybody latches onto that as if we're saying everything that exists sucks, everything that you want sucks, just this one thing that I want is the only thing that matters, and once that happens, nothing else ever can exist ever again. And I feel like you fell into the trap a little bit with that video.
I don't see why we become like the poster children for that though. Like we are, like, it's like, now you're right though. We have not only fallen into that, we are the face of that. It's like, it seems like people are like, oh, so you want you know, and it goes back to, we mentioned this before, like when we make a video saying we want this, and there happens to be a game that's similar to it, we know that game exists. Obviously, people, I am speaking to you guys who, you know, commented this. I know Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle is a game. I know it exists.
What?
No, I was.
That's a game?
People were like, yeah, people were like, they were like, so basically you're describing Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. And it just, I was like, no, I'm not describing that. This is completely different.
I pulled that comment, so we'll talk about that when we get to the comment.
Yeah, okay.
I have some stuff to say about that.
Can I just say that your idea for another Nintendo character to kind of come through, that's actually really genius. Like I heard that, I was like, my mind started going places, because, and this is, I'm gonna take us on a trip here. I was watching so the Marvel Netflix shows, the what's the name of that group? Not the Avengers, but they're the
Shield. Are you talking about Shield?
No, not Shield. The one on Marvel, or no, one on Netflix.
Netflix.
Iron Fist, Daredevil, Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones. They're in a group? I didn't even know they were in.
Yeah, there was a whole other series. Like they did like their Avengers, pretty much. The Defenders.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So in the Defenders, right, the villain in that show is the Hand, and I was watching it and I was like, yo, this is kind of trash. And you know what would be a better idea is if they had the Punisher come through and kind of be like this anti-villain of like, yo, these guys, they're both kind of on like good sides, but they're I wish like they would have taken something like put like an adversary between them, like the Punisher wanted to kill one of their friends or something like that, and that pissed them against each other, because the Punisher is just like this cool character who's like not good or bad. And like when you said the thing about Nintendo, I was like, what if there was like a Mario and Luigi game and like Samus was the villain or something like that? Because like there was some like kind of thing like Mario was protecting Metroid or somewhere. I don't know the story of Metroid, but like something weird happened where that
would be funny, because Metroids kind of look like something that you might see, like, and it's just like this weird thing.
They look like a weird Goomba or something.
And Mario's like, I don't know what this thing is. He's not bothering anybody. You're over here shooting it with guns and whatnot. That doesn't fly in my world. I'm not cool with that.
Yeah. Or like I watched this when I was in high school, like a freshman. I used to watch this thing on. Do you guys know Newgrounds?
Yeah.
Yep. So I used to go on Newgrounds, and there was this fan created series called Super Mario Brothers Z, where
was
Super Mario Brothers that's pretty much it's a story pretty much in the style of Dragon Ball Z, and to be animated, like pixel animated, and like Sonic came through and was a character. Like actually, I think a lot of the Sonic characters came through were characters, and instead of Dragon Balls, they had the Chaos Emeralds, and it was this awesome made thing. And if that was a video game, if Nintendo could somehow find that. Because they've had partnerships with Sega, like this, it's not unheard of.
That would still be a licensing nightmare because Dragon Ball and that gets thrown in.
They'd be like,
like Japan in general is like, I don't know how they get anything done.
Exactly, but like just even leave the Dragon Ball Z out of it, just like a Mario and Sonic RPG.
Yeah,
you know that's something that I thought about for a while. Is especially, and it's funny that you're echoing that as well. Because we've seen like Mario and Sonic Olympic Games and all they're together in Smash. Like if they had a game, it's like, okay, Mario, you go after Eggman, and you know Sonic's with you, and you know, and we're actually having this adventure. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be. I think like,
I'd be all
somebody
about
get
it.
on that. Like
why are we not
funding
this?
this?
I want that to happen, and I want Nintendo in charge of it, so we get a good modern Sonic game.
Sonic Mania is great.
That's not a modern, like it's not a modern.
That's true.
Yeah, it's still in like the classic style. Which I mean, we get that's a whole nother can of worms for us that I don't feel like opening right now. Sonic fans are crazy.
Y'all play Sonic Forces? That game was trash. Am I right?
It was.
That game
very
ruined
much
Sonic.
So. Mm-hmm. Oh man, we can't use that word.
No,
we can't use that word around here. But yeah, it did. Straight up, it ruined Sonic. It's terrible. I'll never play Sonic again. I hate Sonic Mania now because it ruined
every Sonic game is bad now.
Every single one.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so AJ, you wanna pull up this comment on the video?
I'm not gonna do that one yet. We gotta build up to that comment.
Okay.
So the first comment was just from Namcost. I'm assuming that's how you say your name. Forget Mario and Luigi. We need Wario and Waluigi games. Mario and Luigi can be the E for everyone games, and Wally. Okay, I don't know what that was. Wario and Waluigi. Jesus Christ, I'm having a stroke. Can be the adult R-rated games. Where they can put a more serious adult theme involved. Huh?
Yo, I'm all about it.
Well, well, first, Namcost, I gotta say, you were so close to getting sued by Namco, but for that close that name bite, but
he's gonna get sued by Nintendo for making anything R-rated.
Yeah, it's like, I think as far as that goes, like the Mario and Luigi being rated E for everyone, I wouldn't put Wario and Waluigi at an R.
I think
that's definitely a T.
Yeah, T.
Or maybe an E10. You know, I think that right there is like, what are you gonna have him do? Like,
Mario's already kind of he goes in the E10. We could put
I could probably see
Wario and Waluigi in like a hard T.
Yeah, hard T. Yeah, T. Yeah,
you drop one
make it like a.
Yeah, you can say it.
Kind of like what they try to do with Shadow the Hedgehog, like damn, and then just get that extra because it's edgy. But I think they could do that, like, but in a less corny way than obviously Sonic the Hedgehog's the Shadows.
I don't know how they're gonna like. The only way they can make it less corny is by being very much aware and obviously aware, not aware like because like a lot of people are like, oh, Sonic Team, they're self-aware, they know that they suck, but they kind of don't. It's just a thing that like the Sonic fans are like, they got to know that they're terrible and they're being tongue-in-cheek right now. It's like, no, you're just giving them too much credit. But anyway, it has to be very obvious that they know that this game, or that we know that they're not taking this game seriously and that it's nonsense.
Yeah. I think, and after this, Blessing, you can get back into your point. Kind of, I know you were going to go on you were going to expound upon the comment. I think that if we were to see a Wario and Waluigi game, I think that'd be good. I'm all for that. I think maybe they could do more of a like a WarioWare thing, but like just add Waluigi in it, and maybe like, you know, I'd be down with that. I think that'd be really cool. I think we need to focus on Wario. Actually, we haven't had a Wario game in forever, right? Let alone never a Waluigi game out ever.
No. Yeah, so, make Waluigi matter more so we can put him in Smash as a full character.
Oh man, I've been sending these emails to Nintendo. They keep ignoring them, but I've pitched them like 18 times a Waluigi game, and it's a dating sim, right? Because look at Waluigi. That man is suave. That man has swag. That man has a mustache. He's tall, dark, handsome.
Listen,
like, come on.
that man is rocking the purple.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
He's rocking the purple, bro.
Pimp.
That dude looks like He has the same color scheme as Black Panther. Like, he has the black and purple going on, and so like that dude, of course, has it going on, and like and I feel like that is the way to incorporate Waluigi into the public consciousness in a way that is relevant and in a way that is I was gonna say salient is the word I was looking for. Yeah. In a way that's salient, right? Like, I feel like the people are if you look at the success of Doki Doki Literature Club, right? If you haven't heard of that, it's a dating sim.
I'm actually playing through that right now, but it's really good.
Oh man, that game is something. Great. But like, come on, man! The people are clamoring for it. Waluigi, I feel like it plays the perfect. He's primed for it. That's all I'll say. And I'm partly joking, but I'm also 99% serious.
As all good ideas are.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Definitely. We definitely should, because Wario World was a really good game. If you guys haven't played it, like, oh yeah. Maybe that's before your time. Maybe you're too young.
Land for the
I don't know.
Wario Land 4 for the Game Boy Advance. That was something.
That was good. Yeah.
All right, you guys didn't give me any segue fodder, so I'm just gonna run through this. Vincent, I'm not even gonna try your last name, Braz. I'm not trying it. So yeah, you're basically describing Mario plus rabbits, but minus the rabbits. LMFAO.
Yeah, Vincent. This was your comment, man. That was just like, what are you? Because and I didn't mean to. If I did in the comment, if I came out like I was like, attacking or maybe,
I don't think,
but it was just like,
I think it's hard for creators to like, because like the thing that we kind of do in the comments, because our whole thing is like, at least to an extent, we engage with the community versus like people that get around to our size where they're getting like hundreds of comments a week, where they're just like, I'm just going to ignore it for the most part. We try to like engage with as many as possible. So like when people give us snark and we give it back, it kind of feels mean, because we have like this to them, this position of just like, you're just this thing that I'm supposed to be able to yell at, and you just got to take it, because that's just how it works. But we kind of don't really do that, and I mean, we try to obviously like be respectful. As long as like they don't get outrageous, and even when they are outrageous, I think we're pretty fair. We don't like when they come to us and they're like F you like, we don't stoop to that. But I think you were fair with your comment.
Yeah, it was just a matter of like I said before, and you even brought this up in a prior podcast. I'm not exactly sure which one it was, but where like when we're describing a game and someone does something like this, like what Vincent did here. And says, you're describing this game. It's like I said, we know that a game exists. We know it's a thing. And in the video, I even made the distinction. I said, if you're not aware of what Mario and Luigi RPGs are, they're tactical. They are turn-based RPGs with timed inputs in order to, and that's not like Rabbids at all. And somebody also, I forget who what the guy's name was, but he also commented under this comment. He replied to it and said, technically you are. And I was like, no, I was like, then I had to explain the difference between the distinction of why, even though they share, because his whole argument was, okay, basically they have RPG elements and they're basically the same thing. So you basically are describing, just because a game shares elements with another game does not mean it's the same thing at all.
It's kind of like what Blessing was talking about with the whole genre thing. It's like games are so much of like a melting pot situation where they do take bits and pieces. That's why like everybody's like, oh my god, Breath of the Wild is this huge deal, because we'll start to see bits and pieces funnel down to other games in the future. And that's kind of what you're talking about when you say, I want this game but to have pieces from this and pieces from this and pieces from this, pretty much incorporated with the classic like foundation.
Pretty much everything's an RPG nowadays. Like if you look at video games, like Horizon Zero Dawn is an RPG. Like we don't call it an RPG that much, but like it's an RPG Breath of the Wild
is
an RPG. Like if you look at Breath of the Wild and look at Skyrim and put them side by side, like those are the same genre of game. Now like Skyrim is a lot more.
Madden is an RPG.
Yeah, dude, Call of Duty multiplayer is an RPG. Like, like I can go on for days about like what's an RPG.
Right,
like Mario Odyssey. If you added leveling somehow into Mario Odyssey and stats somehow, then it would be an RPG, and it would be the same as Mario Rabbids. But yeah, no, I think when it comes to comments like this, I think a lot of times like tone can get lost in words being written out and all this stuff, and so like like we didn't comment like well I forget what the exact comment was, or you're basically saying Mario and Rabbids, like that could be read as like, oh, so you're basically saying Mario and Rabbids, or like, oh, so you're basically saying Mario and Rabbids, and it's like right. The internet is always kind of like is always the internet with these things, and so I'm always my policy is like I'm gonna try and see if I can clear things up in the most positive way I can, and if I can't, then I'm peacing out.
That's right to a point, because it's like people get indignant to a certain point, because like we try to get, again, we'll approach them on the like most positive level possible, where we're just like I don't agree with this, and then they're like, well, you're dumb, but that whole thing, and then we're like, well, kids' gloves are off now I gotta
oh yeah, I have had one of those recently where I was like, oh yeah, man, and I was being like super friendly with the dude, all of a sudden the dude got super like mean, and I was like, oh, all right, I guess this is what this conversation was. My bad.
This is what it is now.
I came with the wrong energy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
A lot of it's just and those kind of comments, when if it's something that's like, if it presents an argument that's sound, then we're obviously we're all for those, and we're all we're counter that with another point, and
or just straight up agree, but those never get attention because they want to see when we're like nah, I don't agree with that, and it's not necessarily a thing of like I'm right, you're wrong. It's just a thing of like you can't like come into a conversation where we present our opinions and we're like, hey, this isn't a one-way thing, like tell us what you think, and then we'll reciprocate, it's back and forth. So like once we do that, and then you're just like, you're wrong, period. Like what does that mean? This analysis is so flawed, period. But why? Like why is it flawed? Exactly. Inform me. I just gave you 10 minutes and 20 some odd seconds or whatever. Tell me why it's wrong,
Right, exactly. Don't just leave it to be unanswered.
But yeah, Mario's basically FIFA, so you're stupid.
Which I'm glad you brought that up, because going into your video this week about Nintendo Switch, 1 year of gaming, the 1 year of gaming on Nintendo Switch, and what we've seen so far,
we're just dashing our reputation as segue artists,
and where it could go in that. Yeah, that was terrible. That was
it was bad.
That was terrible.
Okay, continue.
But I like first of all, youtube.com/wolfden. Be sure to subscribe to those guys. They make great content. And he's a big help on the video. I echo the same thoughts. I feel as though, like you said, first of all, Malaka looks
good,
incredible.
Doesn't it?
That looks like that
video sold me on the game. I was like, dang, I didn't realize that this game looked this cool.
Right, that right there. I was like, that's crazy. But I definitely echo your thoughts as for when you said when you talk about how the Switch this year could use or we're heading to this third-party support, and it's going to be a more quiet year for the first party. And I think that makes sense because of we don't need another year of Nintendo coming strong. They've already shown and proven the first year. So I definitely think that getting this third-party support will show it's a balanced, well-rounded thing. It's like, yes, we have we have this for the hardcore Nintendo fans, and we also have this audience for you guys. And I think we're just on the track to great things this year. Blessing, what was your takeaway from his video this week.
I thought you did a really good job of highlighting some of the games that I think people are looking over, like such as Mulaka, because I was definitely looking over Mulaka.
Right.
And like I think Switch year 2 is going to be interesting because there are a lot of possibilities, and I don't think we know a lot of them. I think other companies like Sony especially, I think does a good job of kind of telling you what their year is pretty much going to be far out. Like going into this year, I was like, okay, well, Detroit's probably going to come out. Spider-Man, God of War.
Right.
Like I can name a bunch of the Sony games, right? Xbox, I'm like, okay, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, and that's pretty much it. I'm sorry, Xbox. I love my Xbox. It's just it's a tough time for exclusives right now.
Right, it is. I'm still looking forward to that Sea of Thieves though. But yeah, I definitely agree. There's not much coming out of coming out of those guys.
I'm working on a video about Xbox because it's gonna be. I'm putting more of a positive spin on my next video about like how I think Xbox is making a comeback. I
was gonna make that video. I was gonna make a video like that a while ago. And now that they did Games Pass, I'm like, okay, now's the time because I feel like there's a lot of stuff kind of around that's kind of giving me a lot of faith in Xbox. But Nintendo, right? Like they had their Direct at the beginning of the year, and I thought that Direct was going to lay it out and be like, yo, this is what our year looks like. These are our big things coming out this year. This is why you can look forward to having a Nintendo Switch this year. And
a true magician never reveals their secrets.
They're like, oh, you think you're gonna get something big? Well, here's Mario Tennis Aces, which to be fair, Mario Tennis Aces is my most anticipated game of the year right now.
Right, I'm
more hyped for Tennis Aces than I am for Red Dead Redemption 2. Put that on the box.
Yeah, great.
when I seen that story mode, I was like, yo, this is gonna be crazy because we haven't seen that for Mario Tennis before, and that would just be. I'm just excited. I want to see how people receive that.
Yeah.
I want to see how people receive this game, and I mean, either way, it's sure to do better than Ultra Smash.
All right, well, it better. It better, or else I'm rioting. Because I have this game pre-ordered, and so if I get this game and it's trash,
right?
Oh boy, man, expect some content. But like
content.
But yeah, like they didn't really give us like here's Smash or here's Pokemon or here's like something big. No, they're just kind of like, okay, you have Dark Souls, the first Dark Souls coming out soon, and you have Mario Tennis, you have The World Ends With You. And one of the big problems before the Switch launch that I had with the Switch is that like, all right, how are you guys gonna get third parties? Because if the Switch doesn't sell gangbusters, which it has now, but if it didn't sell gangbusters and if it's not powerful, then you guys are gonna be struck as far as third parties, because third parties will not support you. And thankfully now the Switch is at least sold enough to now I can see third parties being like, well, the install base is enough so that we'll benefit from putting games on this device. And so I think post Switch launch, the first year, even though there wasn't a lot of third parties, you saw it being supported a lot by indies, and like not just like a little bit, like a lot. Like the Switch is getting indie after indie after indie. Like I made I don't know if I made a tweet, but I made a comment after the Direct at the beginning of the year that like, yo, they did the thing for Celeste, but like what if they had a reel that was like, okay, we're coming with Celeste, Darkest Dungeon, Night in the Woods, Super Meat Boy, Fury, and kind of just like listed all the indies that were coming in the first month. Because all those came in like the first 2 months. Owlboy, Fee or Fea, however that's pronounced, Mulaka. Like you could go on for days about Switch indies, and they didn't. But like the Switch has been being supported so well by indies, and I think nowadays it's showing, even without like the big third party support, which they're getting some. But
I think. And I definitely want to have AJ jump in at some point. I don't want to take too much time, but I think that Dark Souls is brilliant. I think that was a brilliant power play in order to display that. I'm actually glad we didn't see. I'm glad they didn't show their hand in the beginning of this year's. That Dark Souls just was like, whoa. When we all saw that, it was like, okay, this is it's go time. This third party support is heavy. Because Dark Souls Remastered. I mean, that's gonna be a thing that I'm definitely gonna pick that up. Because that's gonna be freaking epic. And also back to what you're talking about on the indie side of things. I think it's good that you'll see that we're seeing this type of this volume with these indie games coming to such a console that's selling so well. Like somebody's gonna get their big break out of it. And I mean, like Celeste, like you know,
people are,
we're the Switch is opening, you know, giving these developers like the door to okay, here's the key.
Golf story.
You know, if you make something right, if you make something that's brilliant, you know, on this console that's selling really well, and that's like the hot craze right now. You know, you have the key to the future. And I think that's really good to see that. It's kind of like giving back almost. You know, it's in a weird sense. I like that. Also, one more thing, one more point, bro. You brought up in the video how the Switch is going to get the JRPG support, and that right there, I love that. You know how, like you mentioned in the video, I love JRPGs, so I'm just all around giddy for that because man, the thought of just having those type of games on the Switch on the go, or just leisurely sitting back on the couch having something playing on TV, just you know, I'm excited for it. So yeah, I'm man, year 2.
Yo, how long until Persona 5 Platinum on the Switch?
Yo,
like,
oh my god,
that day, man.
I'm iffy on it because I don't know how the development situation is with that. I don't know how much Sony is involved with it.
Yeah. You see, Persona Q came out on the 3DS, and I don't know if Persona Dancing All Night is coming out on the Switch or 3DS or not. I don't know. I can't remember what platforms that was announced for. Right. But I don't know if it's a thing where they locked it up like, or what.
Yeah, I can see like Persona 6 or something like that coming to Switch. But I mean like Persona 5 specifically. I think Sony has a hand in that, in the development. It seems like they own that just from how they talk about it. But I don't know. It could just be like a Tomb Raider on Xbox situation.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not seeing it. It does seem like they're having that they have that closely guarded, as it were. I mean, but then again, of course, we wouldn't hear anything as far as it coming.
Yeah,
to,
they're not going to tell us that. They're not going.
Right, you know.
But I mean, for me, Switch like it feels weird because like a lot of the stuff that they're doing and that they have done that has shocked a lot of people, like the Dark Souls situation, the Indies thing. It kind of felt like I wasn't surprised by it because I was saying it was going to happen a year before Switch came out. Because like for me, Switch, and just based on what they're saying and like my preconceived notion of what Switch was, along with that, tells me that Switch is like this really deliberate thing for them. Like everything that they do is for this like distinct reason where they're like, okay, we're going to come out with Switch and we're going to open up with Breath of the Wild. We know that people are excited about this console. We have Mario Odyssey ready already, but why are we going to put that out now? Why are we going to do that? Why are we going to do that when not that many people have it? So we're going to put out Breath of the Wild, get people excited about that game through the hype that they're getting for the console, and then later come out with Mario Odyssey, and that sells 9 million units in like 3 months. I think a lot of this year is more so about them establishing that Switch can be what Xbox One is and what PlayStation 4 is, where it's just like it's not even a question anymore. Like, you know, everybody has these campaigns where it's like put literally everything on Switch. I think that's going to come to pass because in the past, it plays into like what Blessing was talking about, where it's like it's not that powerful. I don't know if it's going to sell that well, so on and so forth. But a lot of that had to do with the point of the console, like the target audience. Like, who is Wii U for? Like, why do I need that? Yeah. You know, like why do I need another console, another plastic box that does the same thing as the other things do, but worse? Like, why do I need that? But with Switch, it's like, yeah, it's less powerful, but can I play my PlayStation 4 on a 3-hour flight? You know, can I play that on a train? You know, no, you can't do that. Right. So it's like people are willing to like make concessions for their versions of whatever. Like, I'm willing to play a lower frame rate version of whatever RPG because I can play it in my like wherever I go, and also on my TV. You know, it has like function. It's more of like, it's more than just this is the Nintendo version. It's like this is your portable version.
Right. Yeah, and I think going back to the initial drop of the Switch, and whenever when you said as far as like, why are we dropping Mario Odyssey now? Let's drop out Breath of the Wild. I think if they would have, people would have been pissed about it. People would have been so pissed about it. But if they would have made Breath of the Wild an exclusive for the Switch, and not Wii U, and not put on the Wii U, people who didn't, there would have been definitely a surge as far as and you know, it'd been more of a like hurry up and get this type of thing, and the numbers would have been even more.
That would have been a bad move on their end because they could barely ship enough to begin with, and that's another reason why I'm saying like I think that not coming out with Mario first was a good move, and why like not coming out with Pokemon now is a good move because when you look at how Pokemon sells, Pokemon on average sells around 14 to 7 million units. They weren't going to have 14 to 7 million Switches ready in year one. Like, what? Like, they're not even having that many manufactured, let alone sold. So, like, I think a lot of when they come out with these games is really strategic on when they think people are going to have these in their houses. And I think that plays a big part in why we're not getting a lot of the, like, third-party games right off the bat now, because a lot of, like, the inner workings of manufacturing and stuff like that. Like, they still don't even have 64 gigabyte carts ready, let alone having them ready and cheap enough for everybody to want to adopt. So like a lot of that is like getting pushed back because developers don't necessarily want to do the whole thing of like, here's this 16 gigabyte cart that I got for cheap and everything else you download 50 gigabytes on your Switch. I
think this year you're going to see a lot of ports, as already demonstrated by Dark Souls and The World Ends With You and Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. And I think the reason is like if you go back to the launch of the PS4 and the Xbox One, right? What you saw in the first couple years of those consoles were also a lot of ports, and the reason being is because like there's a lot of scuttlebutt around like are consoles dead? Like that was a lot of people forget that conversation, but a lot of people were having the conversation of like, are these things actually going to sell when people can have PCs and PCs can play all these things and do more? And at the end, like consoles, like they sold, right? They PS4 was killing it, and that's when like a few years later you started like PS4 destroyed. And the reason why in this first couple years you saw ports is because like games take a while to make. Like games take like 2, 3, 4, 5 years to make. And so like when developers saw that like, okay, these things are selling, now let's make games. It takes 2, 3, 4, 5 years to actually like get those things on the platform. And I think you're going to see the same with Switch, where like last year you saw big Nintendo games. This year you're going to see companies making ports because ports take less time to do. Like they'll take like probably like 6 months, a year and a half. I don't know. I actually don't know the logistics of that, but like it doesn't take as long as a new game. And so this year you're going to see a lot of ports. And I think year 3, year 4, you're gonna see some heavy hitters from third parties, especially. And I don't think you're gonna see. I don't know if I can speak too soon, because Wolfenstein 2 is coming later this year. But I don't think you're gonna get a lot of that as far as like Far Cry 6 coming out everywhere, or like Assassin's Creed Origins 2 coming out everywhere. I think you're going to see, though, companies like Bethesda and companies like Ubisoft making their own Switch games, being like, this is exclusive for the Switch. Here's an exclusive Assassin's Creed tailored towards this audience, since we don't want to take Assassin's Creed Origins 2.5 and downscale it. We'll just make an exclusive Assassin's Creed. Or Bethesda being like, yo, we're going to make a new first-person shooter for the Switch. Or Rockstar be like, we're gonna make this Switch game or something like that, you know?
I think that's kind of a pitfall, and I don't think that they're going to do that for the sake of like two things. A lot of people kind of like overestimate how much work it takes to port stuff to Switch, because like they think of like the Wii discrepancy and even the Wii U discrepancy and how that played out, but they're not really thinking about how much more not only powerful the Switch is, but more efficient the Switch is than those other consoles were. It's tough because handheld mode kind of cuts that in half, but even then it's more powerful than Wii U was.
Right. Exactly.
And beyond that, like I was saying, like the developers, it's less of, again, it's not seen as oh, I'm coming out with this lesser version of my game. I'm coming out with this portable version of my game. Like, it's kind of like a modern version of like how Lego Star Wars came out on everything, you know? Like, was it the exact same game? No, but it was still marketed as this is Lego Star Wars. I think it's going to be more closer to the thing of like these games have parity, but there's a lot of stuff that's scaled down. Frame rate.
I think the thing that scares me,
visual fidelity,
is like during the Wii generation and seeing games like FIFA come out, like FIFA 2008 or something, come out for the 360 and 360 and PS3. I keep wanting to say PS4. 360 and PS3, and being like this graphical powerhouse at the time, and then seeing it come out on Wii and being like this kind of like lesser thing where you have to. And of course, this is partly because the Wii is such a weird console with the motion controls and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping that now we're at a point where technology has come far enough and processing power is enough so that like it'll just be like, oh, if you want to put this Call of Duty game out on Switch, which is rumored for this fall, right? If you want to put Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on Switch, just lower the resolution. It will put a team on it, and hopefully we can make the same game, but maybe a little bit lower res, a little bit scaled back just a tad bit, and it'll work the same. I hope that's the case.
The biggest thing for me that has me worried, or not necessarily worried, but not like sure that every game will come to Switch is just online infrastructure. I don't know how much Nintendo wants to invest in that. I think that
that's a really good point, because the infrastructure is going to be completely different.
Yeah, but if people really adopt it and Nintendo sees monetary benefits to this, they're going to make it good, you know. But off the bat, like they don't understand how much it matters, because for them it was never a financial incentive. It was never this thing of like, okay, well, if I do this, then I'm going to make this much. Because they don't make games that require that. Developers that make games that require that typically weren't interested in their platforms, but now they kind of are. So they have doubly the incentive. So I don't know. It's 50-50 for me, because like if Bethesda, these people that are really like doubling down on Switch and saying like, I believe in this platform and all that stuff. If they really pressure Nintendo, and Nintendo sees 2 million of the 20 million people that have a Switch by the end of this year or whatever, all are on this service that they're paying for and they're getting revenue for, they're gonna want to make it good, because Nintendo is, if they're anything, they're definitely a company that wants to follow through on what they say they're going to do.
Like the thing is, GTA 5 is going to come to Switch. Mark my words, it has to come to Switch. Right.
Yes.
And for that game to come to Switch, the online infrastructure has to be solid. And I think hopefully Nintendo knows that, and that's why they're taking so long on actually getting this thing together.
I think Rockstar, they're just like, the onus is just as much on them to make sure that Nintendo is like, yo, get your stuff together, because that's going to be just as big of a deal for Rockstar as it is for Nintendo, because people, when they buy a platform, as we've discussed in the video, everybody watch that, I'll link it in the card, but yeah, when they buy a platform, they buy GTA 5. So GTA 5 being on Switch is going to make so many people double dip.
Yeah,
and that'll make me triple dip buy the game.
I'll buy the game a third time.
I'm buying that game again.
and you know, a thing that we triple dip into every once in a while are the comments in our videos. So Drewish playz, commented and said, I think if Nintendo wants to sell 20 million Switches this year alone, they would have to have Smash Brothers, Animal Crossing, and Pokemon this year. And the biggest wish for me would be to have a Kirby Air Ride 2 or Virtual Console. Thoughts and opinions on that, gentlemen? Actually, you guys have been talking for a while. Let me get my thoughts and opinion on that, actually. I think that 20 million is definitely possible, Drewish, and without those things even being needed. Especially the Smash Brothers and the Animal Crossing. Pokemon is like we're teetering. We don't even know if we're going to get that this year. It's like we haven't really heard much. But I think 20 million is even is possible even without those things even coming. You know, as we spoke on earlier in the podcast, just the moves that they're making as far as these waves with the different support. Like, who knows what else we're gonna get? You know, we're still you know, we obviously have the tennis, the Kirby, and everything, what have you. But you know, we're only in March, so we don't know what other direct we're going to get that can completely like just. It's like those things, especially Pokemon. That's like it's a known quantity. You know, we know of that existence. Yeah, what else could we get hit with? That's gonna like completely just knock us all off our feet, and we don't know that yet. So I think 20 million is definitely obtainable.
I think a lot of people are like. A lot of people's talk on like how Switch is going to sell is attributing like if they would buy Switch again or if they would buy Switch. but they're not really thinking about, okay, what about all the other verticals of people that may buy Switch? People are sleeping on Labo. That's going to move Switches.
They are.
Like, mark my word. That's going to move Switches, you know?
I think what Labo is kind of like, it kind of goes back to your video too, 3 weeks ago? The one where you were talking about Bayonetta being bigger, of bigger importance than Pokemon. Right. I think that Labo falls into that category. Like, what it will mean for the Switch would be massive.
Right. It's exactly
right.
But for kids. Because right now, realistically, what reason does a kid, like, exclusively, you know, like, to want why would they want to Switch? Aside from us telling them, like, man, you should really check out Mario. You should really check out Zelda, you know? But, like, Labo is something that a kid sees and, like, on their own, you know, they're like, oh, man, this is cool. Like, Roblox. Look up a Roblox video on YouTube. We already know how Minecraft blew up and stuff like that. I think Labo has that same appeal.
And it comes at a perfect time. And this is why it's just brilliant as far as marketing, and everything is meticulous in the way everything is dropped and announced. And Labo comes at a time when, like we said, the first year was a heavy hitter. The second year, we're getting things like the Dark Souls. So you're pulling in that audience as well as bringing in the thing with the children with Labo. It's just brilliant. It's genius.
It's just gaining confidence. That's where they're at right now. It's like, okay, we're going to get the confidence of the kids. We're going to get the confidence of the people that didn't think that we're going to have games like Dark Souls, Bayonetta, or whatever the case may be. And next year we'll worry about throwing out our big heavy hitters or whatever. And I mean, we may still get, you know, like Pokemon this year. I still think that there's a chance that we'll get Pokemon at the end of the year. Because, like, how much leadway do you need for Pokemon? It's Pokemon.
They gave a lot of leeway for, Pokemon is Pokemon, but they gave a lot of leeway for Zelda, which is like the thing that I have in mind.
No, but I mean, not development or anything like that. I just mean, how much leadway do we need as consumers?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if I'm gonna get Pokemon. You know, they could Beyonce Pokemon. They could literally Beyonce Pokemon, just drop it on the eShop, and it will sell 30 million copies.
Right.
You know, like, it
crash
doesn't
the
matter.
eShop in the 20 minutes.
It does not matter how or when they announce Pokemon on Switch. It's going to sell gangbusters regardless.
Okay, yeah. I totally feel you. And, like, I think as far as Nintendo, I think is in one of the best places they've been in, like, for a very long time.
A long time, exactly. Yeah.
Because, like, this fall, they could do Animal Crossing, or they probably won't do Metroid. I feel like Metroid is probably a year or two out still.
Yeah.
They could do what was the other thing I had in my mind? I had another game in my mind that I can't remember. I guess Pokemon if they wanted to. I don't think Pokemon is until, like, maybe next year, because I'm convinced that like the fact that they had at E3 when they announced it, they pretty much had a dude in a chair being like, yeah, there's a Pokemon game coming. That kind of made me a little bit nervous about it.
I think what a lot of people did with that, though, is like they attribute kind of how Sony works. Where they're like, we're going to show you this logo, or even like Square Enix or anything like we're going to show you this logo, and it's going to say early development on the bottom, and you're not going to see it for 7 years. Nintendo will literally like have a game in their back pocket for 7-10 years. Pikmin 4 is done.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Pikmin.
Right. But what are we seeing of Pikmin 4? Nothing. It's not because it's not done. It's just because it's not ready. They want to release it at the right time. Nintendo is like, look at how they handled like 3D World, right? 3D World and Tropical Freeze. Tropical Freeze was ready and about to launch, and Nintendo was like, "Nah, we're going to swap them. You know, we're going to put Mario ahead of Donkey Kong." So like, if you would think, like, based on like what you get like previous knowledge from other developers, that they have that game at that time because that's when they think it's close enough to when they can get it to go gold and then ship it out. But Nintendo would just hold the game. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if like, even I think Metroid is probably not anywhere near done, just because of what we're hearing about it as far as like development and them hiring and all that other type of stuff. And we're still like, is Bandai Namco developing it? Is it Bandai Namco Singapore? Like, we're still hearing talks like that. It's probably not even like, we're probably going to see that 2020, 2019, late 2019, maybe, you know. But I wouldn't be surprised.
It's not like it's not like a Kingdom Hearts thing where like it's dragging and you're seeing in development every year. And you're just like,
I just get
wandering aimlessly.
This is making the Zelda reference again. I just have the flashback of them saying Zelda 2015, and so that's like my one like kind of reference point to be like, it's not within Nintendo's
Zelda,
it's not outside their wheelhouse to ever do it.
To be fair, Zelda kind of throws a wrench in a lot, like, and it's kind of an anomaly for Nintendo. Zelda's like the only game that they delay. You know, Nintendo hits their dates, but Zelda always gets delayed. Always.
Yeah, and I guess so, like, Zelda is like it's a generally ambitious game.
Yeah.
And it was caught between the Wii U Switch of, like, you could obviously see them being like, Wii U's not worth it. Keep this thing for the Switch. We gotta keep this thing.
Yeah, we gotta botch this. We can't. It's not gonna.
So the game I was thinking about earlier was Smash. Like, this fall could just be like, here's Smash, here's Pikmin 4, boom. Then next year they could be like, here's 2D Mario, here's Mario Maker, here's or I guess they don't want to do those at the same time, but here's, like, I don't know, SNES Remix and Metroid and Pokemon, and then next year like I feel like they have such a good library that they could just, like, put out slowly.
Yeah, I can see Nintendo, like, in the early-ish years, first 2 to 3 years, them doing, like, try to do at least, like, a couple of, like, heavy hitters as far as, like, names that we know and that sell well already. But, like, as Nintendo Switch sells a lot, that's when we're going to get the weird stuff. That's when we're going to get the F-Zeros, you know, like the stuff that we're generally like, Star Fox isn't going to sell. They're never going to put that out. They're like, Switch is at 70 million units. We'll put out Star Fox, you know, like that.
Like, here's Earthbound 4.5.
Yeah,
there needs to be. We got it, AJ. We got to get this, like, to be like a merchandise thing. But this is a shirt I want. This is a shirt I want to, like, to have. It should be called, like, it'd be like Nintendo-fy and Conquer. Like, instead of Divide and Conquer, the Nintendo-fy and Conquer, and but fanatixfour, that's about to be merchandise. So I just thought of it, like, ching, like, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I completely agree. I just think that it basically is a thing where and going back to what you talk about as far as, like, Zelda always being delayed, and it's always a justified. It's always the delays always. You know, there's so many games that are like
except for Skyward Sword. Well, maybe Skyward Sword. I don't know what shape it was in before they delayed.
Mass Effect and drop it. Bad delay.
Oh my god!
So many titles that are just delayed, and you know, when they come out, it's like, wow, is this if this is delayed and it's like this way, I can't imagine
you should have canceled.
You had it play.
Yeah,
right. And
I knew it was like, yeah, this game, the texture on this Hyrule Leaf did not sparkle enough. We need to delay this game 6 months. We need to get the sparkle just right. I respect.
The sound of the horse's feet. It just didn't. It didn't bring me back to my childhood.
Yeah.
We gotta cancel this game and start it all over again. They probably redeveloped Breath of the Wild.
He was like, we need physics in this game. They'll delay it 10 years.
That probably was the biggest part.
Yeah,
like everything else in the game, they were like, all right, let's develop a Zelda game. They developed
that game was done in 2015. I knew it was just like, you know what? We need physics. I played Portal one time, and we need to put some physics up in this.
Right? Exactly.
Guys, did you know physics engines exist? And then they're just like, the game just.
He was like, yo, I was playing Burnout Paradise. Yo, I did a crash. That thing was crazy. We didn't figure out how to get these types of systems in this game, man.
He's like, oh my gosh, what is this?
It's like, but I don't know. It's gonna take us like 3 years. He's like, I don't care. This is Zelda. This is my dream. This is my child. We making it happen. Yeah.
Exactly.
Zelda's awesome.
And
so yeah,
I'm waiting on a 3D Donkey Kong, man. I'm waiting. The thing about Nintendo is also they do some weird stuff. Like, who saw NES Remix happening? Who saw Sharp FE? I forget what that game, Fire Emblem Sharp FE or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Tokyo Mirage. I know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, who saw, like, you don't see games like that, and so I could see Nintendo being like, yo, here's Kirby, but Kirby's Yoshi. Have fun. You know, like, just some crazy stuff like that.
And you know, it's funny you bring up weird stuff, because somebody commented a weird thing on AJ's video. Ninja Above commented and said, "I like to see some of the old Dragon Quest titles on Switch, or maybe even a new one. Maybe with their character creation? Question mark. It's pretty likely to happen. As you said, there are going to be many JRPGs on the Switch. For now, I'm having a blast with Dragon Quest Builders. It's so much fun, and the music is amazing."
I'm going to give you a hard fail on the weird thing segue, because how is that even remotely weird? Dragon Quest Builders is good. Maybe we should make one. Maybe it should have character creation. Logan's like, what did you just say? That they should make a Star Trek game with Waluigi?
No, it was more so him saying, I like to see some of the old Dragon Quest titles on the Switch. Like I don't know, like maybe I was like my mind went to automatic like Dragon Quest 8 and those things like that. Like the which they've already remade for the 3DS, but I would like to see it on Switch. I think that'd be cool.
I'd be down. I'm not down to play old Dragon Quest games. I'm not, but I'd be down for the new one.
Yeah, the new one that'd be sweet. I think that would just consume my playtime. And as far as you're saying, you're addicted to Dragon Quest builders. I haven't played it, but I'll check it out.
Yeah, because Nintendo doesn't love us yet. We need 10,000 subscribers for them to love us. So please subscribe.
We're so close. We're so close, guys. Help us get there. But Blessing, what do you think about this as far as Dragon Quest being on the Switch? And have you have experience with Dragon Quest?
I have
yourself?
Absolutely zero experience with Dragon Quest, but I stand in solidarity with this dude's comment. That's all I can say.
Characters look like Dragon Ball characters. That's enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were basically the guys who basically owned we're the JRPG guys, and Final Fantasy came through and just said, you know what, we're gonna chop that in half, and that's basically.
I think the more JRPGs that are on the Switch, the better, because the Switch is perfect for them.
Yeah.
You know what? I love you, and we gotta do a freaking video together because that was awesome. I agree. I love some JRPGs. If you couldn't tell by now. But speaking of things that you love and things that what are you playing?
These segues, man.
What are you playing?
That was something.
We gotta get you on the show with better segues, because this is just awful. Like Dan,
I'm off this week.
With Dan, those were some grade A. Like that was the top of our
Can I do a segue?
Yeah, do a segue.
Yeah, go ahead.
So speaking of JRPGs, I've been playing Kingdom Hearts quite a bit. And I know there's some debate about whether that's a JRPG or action RPG. I call it a JRPG. His eyes are
Definitely
big enough
JRPG.
that he can be he's a JRPG character.
His shoes are big enough.
His shoes are big enough. He has a sword that's also a key, and so yeah, this is definitely a JRPG. And I'm having fun with it, man. I played the first Kingdom Hearts a while ago. I think maybe about 8 years ago or so. I played the first Kingdom Hearts, which was still kind of late to play it, but I did play it, and I'm replaying it now on the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 HD remix. And the reason I'm doing so is because since Kingdom Hearts 3 is supposedly coming out this year, I want to be able to supposedly
yeah, big word.
Yeah. I want to be caught up, and I have faith that game is either going to come out this year or next year at the latest, right? It can't be after next year, or else
I'm kind of debating if I want to play it at launch.
That's me right now too.
I kind of want to wait because I know it's coming.
You know
to Switch.
that hype's going to be massive. That hype's going to be like
that. It's coming to Switch, but it's not going to come to Switch at launch, and I want to play it on Switch, so I might have to wait on Kingdom Hearts.
That thing might come to Switch in 2025, and that thing's gonna be late, considering how long it takes for it to come to these consoles.
Yeah,
that's another thing I wanted
to be fair, they don't take that long to port stuff. That's their favorite thing.
That is their favorite thing.
In the next game.
They've ported Kingdom Hearts 1 like 10 times.
Exactly.
To be honest, Blessing, going back to your comment about saying it's late to play that game. I have a roommate. We made fun of him. We teased him. I was like, yeah, we haven't played Kingdom Hearts. What's wrong with you? Blah blah. You're so late. But honestly, with how long it's taken them to even to count to 3 all these years, it's not really no such thing as being late to Kingdom Hearts, because they're late. Well, they're late themselves. So you're perfectly fine on that.
1.5 is like a beautiful game. Like it looks very sharp for a PS2 game, and like they did a great job of like making sure the resolution is right and all that stuff. And yeah, revisiting Kingdom Hearts is somewhat tough because it feels like a PS2 RPG. In the worst ways also, as well as the best ways, but I'm enjoying it. I mean, I'm having fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of the charm has went away from me, when I was a child, obviously, the Disney thing was like, yeah, this is awesome, but over time now I'm just like, that feels like a filler to the main.
Yeah, now you're just like, give me the weeb stuff.
Right. I'm just like, give me the major things that actually matter. And we actually made a video on that. Go watch it. As far as Kingdom Hearts, general synopsis as far as like the Xehanort saga.
Yeah, nobody watched it, so go watch it.
Right, nobody watched it. But I definitely agree. I think Kingdom Hearts is a great it's a great series. I'm excited for the third entry. I just hope that it's it's worth the wait. Honestly,
it won't be.
I'm not gonna.
It won't be.
I'm not gonna assume. I'm not gonna assume it's going to be. I'm not gonna be like blindly be like, yeah, it's gonna be.
Like, but the reason I say it won't be is because I'm a big Team Eco fan, and so Shadow Colossus is one of my favorite games of all time. And let me tell you, man, waiting all those years for The Last Guardian was not worth it. Even though I love that game, was not worth 23 and a half years. I'm only 23 years old, and I waited my whole life for that game. Like, it's something else.
I just want to see how many people. I'm going to challenge people to be like objectively be like, you know what, like play the game, and I know it's not going to happen, but
they're not going to do that. It's going to be the best game of all time in everybody's mind. Like we know, you know who I'm talking about. We know people that are already proclaiming this game as Game of the Year.
Right.
So
right.
It's not going. I highly doubt it's going to be that. Especially in a world where isn't Red Dead coming out this year?
Yeah, is it Mario Tennis Aces coming out this year? Like, come on, let's be real, y'all.
Fair.
We already know what Game of the Year is.
Fair.
Yeah, and speaking of things coming out this year, the things that aren't going to come out this year
I didn't
are the
even get
prison.
To talk about the games that I was playing.
No. Speaking of things that aren't going to come out this year. Oh, the Inmates and Escapists 2, which I have been playing recently and on my Switch because that's just it's a fun
free product. I don't know if we have to say that or not, but I'm gonna say it so we don't go to jail.
yeah, thank you. It's a fun game and I've been playing that. Doki Doki Literature Club, I'm playing that. I've been reading aloud to myself the cutscenes and putting on the voices and stuff like that. Really getting into the characters.
And Doki Doki or Escapists?
Doki, everything. I do everything. I'm into literature now, but I've been playing that. Some things on Steam here and there. I'm trying to think what else. There was some. What else was there? Nothing important. I can't think of anything else. Nothing that really stuck out.
Speaking of things that don't really stick out, I'm playing the Kirby Star Allies demo.
That's amazing. That was a good one.
Oh my god! And that hasn't stuck out because I didn't even know that was a thing. You didn't even know
it existed. No, it came out today. The game is fine, as expected. But I mean, that's just what it is.
But fine is
it's fine.
Okay,
like what type of nonsense is that? Like a 25-year-old Nintendo franchise. Usually we get the Zeldas, we get the Marios, we get the Pokemons, the Metroids even. They're events, like they're big deals, But Kirby is just like, it exists, it happens.
Yeah,
right.
Kirby,
right.
It's weird because like Kirby also comes out when usually when these Nintendo consoles are dying, they're released to Kirby's. Sometimes you get Kirby's it's sporadically yo, we're just feeling bored. Here's a Kirby.
We got 2 Kirby's last year.
That's what I thought. I was like, didn't this just come out? I feel like I just got a Kirby. Am I crazy?
Yeah, they release at least 1 Kirby a year, pretty much.
Yeah,
Kirby releases and you just don't know about it. That happened.
I did. I made a whole rant that I got some slack for on my podcast about how I don't believe that there are actually Kirby fans. I've never met somebody who's
Trust me,
I've never met somebody who's what's your favorite game of all time? And they're like, oh yeah, man, Kirby for the N64. I'm like, nobody has ever called Kirby Kirby is in nobody's top 10. That's all I'm gonna say.
Did you see? I did a video about Kirby, and that's why I brought that up specifically. Where I was like, Kirby Star Allies, not a big deal, and I think Kirby deserves a big deal. We got a lot of people that were upset about that video. A lot of people it's still net positive, but that video has 400 and something, 400 to 500 likes, but 100 less dislikes than that. So that video is people are upset.
On my podcast where I was trashing Kirby, that was a guest. I had a guest on instead of my regular co-host. And my regular co-host came on the next episode. He was like, "Hey man, what in the world, man? Why are you hating on Kirby?" And I was like, "What?" It was like, "Man, I love Kirby." And I was like, "Wait, what? I've never heard this from you ever." It's funny how these they come out of nowhere.
I was just gonna say that because you never know until you make a video and it's where were you guys before? Where what
you exist?
What what subcultures clan these guys are cults I don't know.
Next year you're gonna tell me that people like Yoshi.
Hey, we'll tell you. We'll let you know. I'll make a video about Yoshi, and I'll say something incendiary, and people will let you know. But yeah, I mean, we kind of stack the cards against ourselves because we know we're going to get through in a lot of search results. So like people, obviously the people that are Googling Kirby Star Allies are excited for Kirby Star Allies. So like us making a video about Kirby Star Allies and being like, it doesn't really matter. And then they feel personally attacked because they're like, I just spent effort Googling this video and it just attacked me for doing that, you know? So it's like, I get it, but I don't get it. Kirby's boring now.
And you know what else is boring? And this will go into a Q&A question that
your questions suck. That's what Logan
Erick Hendley that from the Discord asked, and they said, what do you want to see in the next Mario Party game? I think a better question than that, my friend, would be, is what don't I want to see in the next Mario Party game? And I don't want to see that freaking card again because that was absolutely terrible.
See, that's a good example, because in your video, I learned that people care about the card. Not everybody, most people don't, but there is a contingent of fans that are like, the card is, I love those games, 9 and 10.
I'm convinced like those people are like no older than like 10.
They're 6. Those people are wrong, for sure.
That card is whack, man.
It's garbage. It's trash. They never played a game before Mario Kart 8.
They never
right, yeah.
These people never played a board game before. Board games don't work like that. Like, what board game have you played where everybody rolls the dice at the same time and goes on the same? It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
You know, the most insulting part about Mario Party 10 was that the fact they tried to like sneak in. See, we still got the old Mario Party with Amiibo Party. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. What are you doing? Why'd they try to like sneak that in there? Like, see, come on, we're still trying to appease you guys. No, that was
any Mario Party game that presents the possibility of you not playing a mini game in a turn is a bad Mario Party game. Because the board game is the least important part of Mario Party. Everybody cares about the mini games. Like, that's the thing that people play that game for.
Yeah, it's like them releasing a Smash Bros. Game where sometimes on a random happenstance you might have a thing where you guys get in the room and the characters just talk. That's terrible.
You might be able to pick a Nintendo character.
Like 1 out of every 10 games is a debate instead of a fight.
Yeah, it's like,
what is this?
It's nonsense.
Like, this sucks. Yeah, Blessing, what's your opinion on Mario Party 10, and you know, as far as like what do you want to see in the next Mario Party? What's your history with?
Can I say I don't want to see another Mario Party? is that an option?
Yeah.
No, it's not that I hate Mario Party. It's just that like I can't remember a good Mario Party. I don't know if any Mario Party was really a good Mario Party. Even though I played Mario Party on the N64, and I think I only played it because like it's what we had, and like other people were wanting to play it, and like I played with my sisters and stuff, and it was a thing we could do. But when I think of Mario Party, I have no good thoughts. And so if I had to say something, then
no more.
Just stop. Maybe take out some of the random chance stuff that happens towards the end, where it's like, oh, you get 5 stars for smiling the most, or like you get a bunch of coins for existing. I don't know, like stuff like that. I'm like, I'm good because I want skill.
I like the way you hold the controller. Here's 3 stars.
Yeah.
Hot take. Never mind. I'm not gonna do it because that's gonna. Never mind. That's personal to Blessing. I'm not even gonna say it. Never mind.
Were you about to say something about Sonic?
No, I was about to say something about the 64 generation.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to go there. I saw Bob Wolf's video and I almost left a comment. I was like, "What'd you say, Bob?"
Said,
but I had a whole.
I had my keyboard already. I was about to rage.
But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go there.
Thank you.
Out of respect.
I appreciate it. Best generation.
No comment. Speaking of comments, read the next comment.
Speaking of a comment, Isdryn 2 from the Discord says, what new Smash characters would you like to see as a bonus for purchasing Smash 4 again on the Switch if and when they announce it? First of all, I'm going to attack this and say I hope they do not announce Smash 4 for the Switch again, because I want to have an original Smash 4.
And shut up.
You're wrong, man. Smash 4. That roster, man. They can't replicate that roster.
Tell me.
Listen.
Logan, tell me 3 mechanics that they could possibly, in your mind right now, that they could possibly add to Smash 5 to make it a Smash 5.
You talking about just the
Any,
gameplay
like,
or like
big changes, anything to make it distinguishable from Smash 4.
Okay, well,
graphics are
first
shot.
off,
you ain't doing that.
first off, no, the graphics are fantastic. So that didn't even change. But as far as like just some of the features and some of the things that just are there, that could be as far as like the online. I've spoken on before as far as how. First of all, you can't invite your friends to play online with certain people. Like as far as like, I want to play this random person. Let me invite my friend. That's not an option. So I think having Switch online, I think that will help Smash 5 as well. If they incorporate that in some way. And as far as like the team matches, how it's there's nothing they could probably like. Let's also make that. I hate how it's like timed and the single player is terrible in Smash 4. It's single player is garbage.
Okay.
They could definitely bring back the embassy or something akin to that in Smash 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would just
Logan.
certain things like that. But
you,
other than
you know what that sounds
obviously
like to me? Sounds like
What?
Super Smash Bros. 4
Deluxe.
DX.
Yep.
It's exactly what that sounds like. Because you know what everybody's complaint about Mario Kart 8 was? A battle
What?
mode. They're like, oh, dude, the battle mode in Mario Kart 9. Nintendo's like, I'm going to make a Mario Kart 9 because you want a battle mode? Are you stupid? Let me just put that mode in this game. Like, why would they do that? Like,
Yeah.
give Sakurai, give him time to just.
I was
sit there and-
never a fan of battle mode for Mario Kart. I think that's dumb.
Oh, we're just saying, we're just
This is
being
what we're doing now.
blasphemous.
I just it's just not.
I'm
I
about to
got balloons.
unsubscribe.
It's like, I got balloons, knock me off of my get my balloons. It's just,
Man.
okay, you'll get good for you. If you want to battle, see me in Smash Brothers.
And Smash 5. The Smash 5 with the big changes that you
But
just proposed.
but I feel like that's the thing that we always say. I feel like people always say that when it comes to Smash, though. When Smash Melee was the thing, how can they possibly improve upon the, then?
Yeah, but you know how much time was between Smash Melee and Smash 4?
No, I mean, I'm as far as like
and Smash Brawl.
Right, and it's like just that's the like Smash 4 is the definitive. We can't see and Smash 5 is going to just rock everybody's socks off no matter what.
I'm saying Smash 4 is the definitive experience for now, for the foreseeable future.
Right.
If they're coming out with Smash Brothers this year, it's not going to be a Smash 5. They might call it
that's
that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want it to be. I don't want Smash to come this year at all. Like I don't think. It's not even necessary.
Stupid. Nobody watched Logan's videos.
The Switch needs it.
Listen. You know how big of a Smash fan I am. You know for a fact.
If
I'm saying this,
Logan,
it's like
Logan,
Smash on the Switch is like waves on the life of Pablo. Right, it rounds out the console. You
gotta have a Smash Brothers on. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like why would you have Mario Kart? You talking about Mario Party, but not Smash? Are you dumb?
Yeah, I can't wait another however many years to Smash.
I mean, I guess they could bring out the port for Smash 4 and still make a Smash 5 like years later. That'd be cool.
That's exactly
like towards the end of the generation.
Cool. Okay,
but my thing also is that like Smash 4 is a perfect video game. Aside from if they're adding anything, add a Subspace and Mystery. I 100% agree with that because that's the thing that still keeps Brawl is like my favorite Smash is that story mode. But like gameplay wise, man, Smash 4 had it, and like. If I could, instead of a new character, just give me a subspace and mystery. And like, if they need to put a new character in there, then put like a Splatoon Inkling or like one of the characters from ARMS or something.
Thank you, Blessing, for actually answering the question.
We didn't even answer that question.
I think what character I'd probably want to see in Smash, and I've been always rooting for this person or this anthropomorphic animal. I always wanted to see like a Crystal or somebody else from the Star Fox team be incorporated. Or why they get rid of Wolf? Like that was stupid. I wish Wolf is still there. Wolf was a good distinct character from his moveset was different. Even though they kind of like was okay, we'll just give Fox custom moves, kind of what Wolf had. That's kind of how they kind of I guess made Wolf. That's how he lived on in I guess.
When you said anthropomorphic animal, I thought you were gonna say Crash, and so I heard the like the Kruh come out of your mouth, and I was like, oh, yeah, here we go. They said Crystal, and I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, he just got disappointed.
I was like, wow, okay. They're going that way.
That'd be cool. I just don't know how that would work.
What do you mean?
They got Cloud, Ryu, Sonic, and Snake in there. They have the magic.
I think Crash. I was thinking Crash when you were talking. I was literally like, not even because of anything you said, because you know I ignore everything you say. Every word that comes out of your mouth, I don't hear it. But no, I was thinking Crash. I was like, what? They could put Crash there because the Insane trilogy is supposed to be coming in a game. They could easily be like, while they're announcing the Insane trilogy, it's like, the Smash logo comes up, the ching, that whole thing, and it's like Crash Bandicoot.
Those were like some of the best like announcements of characters. Like just seeing that, like
some of them made me mad. We talked about that.
When you knew. When you saw that like that cross, like who are they going to put in this time? Like it was just exciting.
It's like Wii Fit Trainer. I'm like, oh wow, these people are psychopaths for sure.
The Rosalina trailer angered me. Like I was infuriated. Yeah, because I thought that they were finally doing a 3D Kirby game. I was like, oh man, this looks like a dope, like high like production value Kirby game in and ever.
Oh yeah.
And then it was it was Mario Kart, and I was like, oh, Kirby's at Mario Kart, cool. Yep. And then it was Smash Brothers. I'm like, okay.
That was weird, wasn't it? That was super weird.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of Rosalina though, Pauline I think would be a good introduction, a good character to add.
Yeah.
I think she'd be nice. I'm curious about what her moveset would be.
I'm a rapid fire dumb characters.
She could do like a lot of Odyssey stuff, like throw her hat and like,
oh my god,
yeah,
that would be dope. But again, I'm going to rapid fire dumb characters that people are going to say in the comments. SpongeBob. Goku.
Oh my god.
Those are the ones that people are going to say.
Sorry, I just saw. Can I do some breaking news on this podcast?
Go for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Diablo is coming to Switch.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
I can't say I'm super surprised by that. Didn't I say that in the video? I said something. No, I said no, I think I did. I think I did say something about that. I don't know.
So I don't know if this is breaking news. I don't know if I can say it's breaking news. Blizzard just tweeted a video of like a Diablo demon head as a light switch. And so
my God.
I can't say it's breaking news yet.
They could just be trolling us.
Yeah.
But
right.
I think I said something. I don't know.
I think that'd be cool. Diablos are have you ever played Diablo before? Either of you?
I've always wanted to, but I never have.
Diablo's I played with it before, but I can't. I wouldn't necessarily say I played it. Like I mess with it. Somebody playing it, and they're like, "Oh, you try this," and I played it for like 5 minutes. I'm like, "Okay, I'm done."
I have it on the Xbox One. It's a cool. I think that'd be sweet to see on the Switch as well. It's just one of those like it's just a good RPG to play with friends, and that'd be cool. Just hop on and then just level grind and with all your boys. That'd be cool, or gals. Sorry, ladies. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Yeah,
Diablo and Smash Brothers. I'm down for it.
Who else was there? Waluigi. We talked Waluigi earlier. He'd be another addition. That'd be cool because he would like he can get the little Matt treatment. He was a trophy too at one point. Now he's the main character.
Isaac from
Golden Sun, definitely.
Sub-Zero.
Shovel Knight.
The
Gunvolt.
main character from Shadow of the Colossus.
No, Colossus.
The Colossus.
Actual size.
Get Nathan Drake in there.
Sonic is pretty much at this point. He's a staple now. He's been in 2 Smash Bros. Entries. I don't see him going anywhere. I think they should probably put Shadow in there or Knuckles.
No, that'd be dumb. If they're going to put Knuckles. Shadow, make him a Sonic skin. Put Knuckles.
Yeah.
Tails.
Yeah, I get. Yeah. That's a good one.
Marcus from Watch Dogs 2, I think would be a decent character.
I still want
Marcus from Gears of War.
I went to Tetris.
Why is every black character named Marcus?
Fair. Good
right.
Marcus Phoenix. He's not black.
Yeah, Marcus Phoenix from Gears. Yeah,
he's
not
black?
Let's put him in Smash.
No, he's not. Marcus Phoenix. He's
okay.
white.
I never played Gears. I always assumed Marcus was the black dude. So that's my fault. That's on me. Yeah, I never played Gears.
Oh
I'm a PlayStation.
He doesn't love you anymore. Remember he said he loved you? He doesn't anymore. Just for that.
Like literally back. Let me take you back.
This
8 years ago.
This is the most blasphemous podcast of all time. Also, it's probably our longest one by far.
No, but before there was a fanatixfour, before there was fanatixfour, there was me, AJ, and our Xbox 360s, and there was Gears of War 2. We played that game so much back then.
It was the only game that Logan was good at.
You remember? Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. But that'd be cool.
Get Trevor from GTA up in Smash. I'm just naming characters.
Oh my god.
Get a Need for Speed car in there.
Actually, you know what? Sora. I feel like Sora might be a cool character to put in Smash.
Yeah, put Sora in there.
I think that'd be cool because we've seen Cloud.
Because we're going to like I said, we're going to get Kingdom Hearts 3. So yeah, put Sora.
That'd be epic. That'd be sweet.
Get Get the cast
But again,
SSX3.
I did say something about in one of the other podcasts. I was like, I kind of don't want Sora because everybody else wants him. Like a watch the world burn sort of situation. Like just to make weebs angry.
I want a Goku from Dragon Ball Fighters.
Oh my god. Only Dragon Ball Fighters. That's the only thing that he exists.
Yeah, that's the only thing. He's just if you convince Nintendo that he's not an anime character, then Nintendo might actually consider it.
Yeah, he's just in that one.
He's just in that video game.
I think having the ARMS characters are pretty cool.
Yeah,
because I think that'd be awesome to see how they incorporate it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like their reach to be that broken though, because their reach is crazy. Like, and obviously,
yeah, they're
but
not
having that smash, I'll be like, God, that's kind of cheating.
Their grab's probably going to be broken though.
Right?
Let's be real.
Exactly.
Their grab's probably going to be like a homing attack or something crazy like that.
And yeah, let me scroll back up and show this person some love, because they talked about Namcost. He brought up Wario, and I think seeing more Wario characters from WarioWare Inc. Like maybe those two ninja girls, or I think that'd be pretty cool. Like seeing more characters like from that, like that dog mechanic guy. Like why not?
What if they
why
brought
not
the two
bring
ninja girls instead of ice climbers? How outrageous would people be if they were the double?
See, that'd be like the whole
Mewtwo.
That'd be like
yeah, Mewtwo and Lucario, but Lucario and Mewtwo are pretty different.
Though. That'd be like the whole Family Guy thing, like how they killed off Brian and everybody was pissed. Then when Brian came back, nobody was really like, oh,
nobody cared.
It's like that. Like ice climbers are gone. Now we're upset when they're back. Nobody uses them ever again. Yeah. Either way, because like
I mean, people in competitive Smash, they use them. Like they really like that double team situation.
It's just like the vast majority of people complaining. They're like,
they never played them, and they're
right. I'm like, they weren't even there. You didn't even care about them anyways. Like, they're like, you're gonna miss us when we're gone. That's exactly what it's like.
I want the loot boxes from Battlefront 2 to show up as a character.
Oh my god,
playable.
No, it has to be an assist trophy. What are you doing?
Actually, that would be a cool item though. Loot box. Just give one shout out to Overwatch.
I think that'd be a nice bonus. Speaking of bonus, we have another topic we wanted to throw in there as far as Smash. If Breath of the Wild Link would be in Smash, how would he differ from our classic Link?
I think you replace classic Link. I think you get rid of classic Link. Just put Breath of the Wild Link because it's time.
It's time.
Right. It's relevant. It makes sense. I think seeing a system where people gonna get flustered by. I brought this up in a video before, in the Smash Bros. Video. If it had a system where it's like, okay, Link's weapons break, but they instantly swap out with another one, or maybe Link his weapons break and he has to go hand to hand combat her.
If his weapons break, and they're kind of like the Robin's mechanic, where it has she has the magical weapon, and then sometimes that breaks, and then it's like a regular sword. If they did that, but when his weapons break, he switches it out for a completely different weapon. So he starts out as the Master Sword or whatever, and then that runs out of energy, so he pulls out the Bokoblin Club. That whole thing, or I don't know, some other random spear or something like that, and it's just completely changes how he plays. They're not going to do that with Link though.
He uses the glider, the paraglider for his recovery.
For his recovery, because his recovery is trash. Well, it's not as bad as it used to be. His recovery progressively got better because it was garbage in the original game. Yeah,
and then I think that'd be pretty sweet.
He can switch out his arrows for electric, fire, ice, all that stuff.
That would be crazy.
Yeah,
that would be crazy. So I think that'd be. I like to see that.
And he can still keep probably a lot of his moveset, his bombs would just look like his his whatever bombs that he has in the game. He can still keep the boomerang. Just give him one of those weird lizard boomerang things. Yeah.
I would definitely like to see that. And I would also like to see you guys next Tuesday, because this podcast is about to end. But we had a lot of fun here, guys. Once again, subscribe to Blessing at or they're just the OKBs. Subscribe to them because they make awesome content. Follow was Chase. His Twitter
Chase
handle?
Williams. His Twitter handle is at Bodacious Chase.
There you have it.
Yeah.
What's your schedule for the people who don't know, as far as if they want to just come
yeah, if you guys
watch you.
If you guys want to check out Okie Beast, we have a new we have a lot of stuff. We have the Okie Beast podcast comes out every Monday. So for sure check that out. That's the podcast that I'm on. We have new video essays come out every Friday on youtube.com/okbeast. So subscribe. If you check out those videos, if you hate them, then just follow me on Twitter at Blessing Jr. I tweet jokes. And so yeah, if you like humor, then follow me. And yeah, we have we have a hip hop podcast that we do every last Wednesday of the month. We have a bunch of stuff. So just come to the website, scroll for a bit, check us out. You'll get the full scope of things.
Stuff, you'll find a thing that you like.
You'll find a thing that you like. Trust me. We have a lot of things. So yeah, check us out.
There's something for everybody. AJ, do you have anything you want to say to the people before we wrap this thing up here this week?
Kirby is stale. Just change it.
Kirby is stale. Nintendo, your platform is sucking. You need to change them.
Hey, once again, guys, nobody said that now.
But before we end, I want to say, guys, if you like the questions, and in this podcast that we've done, you should feel like, you know what, I want to ask a question. And the way to do that is to join the Discord. So that way you're part of the community. You can talk to us, engage with us. And who knows, you might be one of the selected comments to be one of the selected questions, to be pulled up. And that way, you get your 15 or hour and 45 minutes of fame. So we appreciate it, guys. And as always, stay cool.
Goodbye. I don't think we've ever said that. As always, this thing we never said. Goodbye.
Bye.
Can I stop recording?